Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for being here with me today. This is Alex from Lead and Sell, our bi-monthly, that means every 2 weeks, live stream that we have, I and Miss Maria Kelly. Maria cannot be with us today. Consider, please, that in Europe it's summertime and most people are on holidays and things don't operate as they operate normally. But I took this opportunity today to speak with you about a topic that is very of high interest in my organization, and a topic where I receive a lot of questions and a lot of traffic and a lot of uh, inquiries around this topic. And the topic is how US companies can sell in Europe, if that's worth it. What are the points that we need to consider, and if that is something that US companies should consider. Let me tell you that I'm the head of vParagon. vParagon is a sales outsourcing consultancy. I'm based in Barcelona, Spain, but my agency is completely digital based. So everybody is in his own country, in a different territory, in a different part of the world, and we all contribute to the sales of our clients. We operate mostly in Europe, but we are also global. So we do US, South America, and partly Asia. So we have the experience on selling in Europe, and we have also experience in selling in the US. And if I can compare these two markets, I can give you some tips that probably are going to add some value to your business. Hello, Ricardo. Nice to see you here. So let me share my screen. Uh, so share. So first of all, let me start with this. Let me define what is Europe. So when you say Europe, what you really understand. So commercially seen, Europe is Western Europe. So that is everything that is west of Italy. So if you take Italy and you draw a straight line up, everything that is west of it is of great interest. And it is of great interest because the economies in Western Europe are way more advanced, and there is way more businesses and way more money to do business than in Eastern Europe. And I'm telling you that as Greek. I'm originally Greek, so there is no comparison between Greece and Spain, where I live now, let alone Greece and Germany or Greece and the UK. So if you want to expand to Europe, then consider everything that is west of Italy. So great economies like France, Germany, the Netherlands, the UK are great markets for you to do business. The rest of the countries, you might find a niche there. You might find a business where you can do great business, but it's not so probably. It's not so common as it is in Western Europe. So please consider that. So when we talk about Europe, we talk about Western Europe. So then the second question that comes is language a barrier? My answer is depends. Depends on the industry and depends on where you are calling. So the English-speaking countries in Europe are the UK and Ireland. So out of them, all of the other countries are not English-speaking. So is that a problem? Depends, as I said. So there are countries where they are basically English is a second language. So if you call, for example, in the Nordics, in Sweden, in Denmark, in Finland, but also if you call to the Netherlands, then you're gonna see that it's countries where everybody speaks English. So it doesn't matter if you call in the UK or in the Netherlands, you are going to find it very easy to communicate in English. There are other countries that are notoriously not English speaking. Spain, they say it's one of them. I don't find it, to be frank with you. I live in Spain and I see that almost everybody in where I work speaks English, but France and Italy are notoriously not to speak English. But again, it depends on to whom you want to sell. So there are industries where language is not a barrier. So if you have a software product and you want to sell your product in a software company, then English is not an issue. Even if you call in countries where language barrier is great, like France, maybe Germany, Italy, if you call in a software company, people do speak English. So language should not be a problem. But if you are in an industry that is more commercial, it's an industry that is maybe not so computer literate or computer it's an older industry, a more traditional industry, then certainly language probably is going to be a barrier, and you need somebody that speaks the language in order to be able to do business in these countries. So you are going to ask me now, which countries are the best in Europe? So my answer, it might surprise you. Okay, I said all Western Europe it's good. That's true. However, here I want also to differentiate certain countries. Everybody's focusing to sell to the United Kingdom. The UK, it's an amazing market. It's fantastic. It's a very friendly market. Everybody speaks English, of course. That's great, but that's why that also works against the UK, because the UK is so heavily bombarded from calls from all around the world trying to sell them things that it's a very saturated market. It's a market where the competition is so high that it's more difficult to attract the attention, to have a decent call than in other countries. For example, Germany. Germany is an amazing country to do business with. It might be that Germans are not so open or not so, let's say, business friendly, if I can say so. However, it's a very strong economy. And most importantly, it's an economy where you are going to place a call and you are going to have an ear hearing what you have to say. So it's much easier for you to sell your products in Germany than it might be in the UK, depending on the industry and depending on the market, of course. But please consider that. Also consider markets like Spain, Italy. They are listening to what you have to say. Speaking another language other than English immediately makes it way more difficult to approach those markets, because the reality is that most of the salespeople that are calling to these countries are from Asia, are Indians or from the Philippines. Low cost call centers are calling and trying to make business there. So language barriers uh, offer an opportunity to you to sell easier in certain economies. And if I can speak again about Germany, we are speaking about tens of thousands of healthy businesses that have the budget, are serious people, are ready to listen what you have to say, and if they see there is interest, they are going to buy your products. One of my favorite countries in Europe to sell things is Switzerland. It's an amazing country. It's a country that has a lot of money, first of all, to start with. Secondly, are people that are highly educated, highly innovative, open-minded, ready to adapt a solution that thinks it can bring um, business to them. Now, let me go on a fourth topic, which I think is also of great interest. It's the data accuracy and the responsiveness. In our business, we use a tool from Israel. The tool is called Lusha. It's an amazing tool that helps you find the office telephone numbers and the mobile telephone numbers of the decision makers that you would like to call and to talk to. The accuracy of the tool is very good. It doesn't find everything and it is not always correct. However, the accuracy of the tool, specifically in European markets, it's very, very good. In contrary, in the US, the accuracy of the tool is not very good. I also have to say, through our experience calling in Europe and calling in the US is way, way more difficult to call and speak to the proper person. So our experience is specifically with greater companies, with bigger corporations. We call and we land on a voicemail that says, if you want to do this, press one. For that department, press two. For that department, press three. And at the end, you end in a voicemail that many times it says, oops, the voicemail is full. Goodbye. So we don't even have the opportunity to speak with the person that we want to speak. In contrary, in Europe, and I'm not talking now about countries where it's very probably that people are going to speak to you, like, for example, Spain or Italy, but also in the UK, at least you are going to talk with the secretary. At least you are going to have a human interaction. And I think that helps a lot. That makes things much more easier for you to establish communication with the potential buyers, have a discovery call, and see if that would be something that could lead to some businesses. Now, cultural boundaries, is that an issue? It is and it is not. Um, Personally, I don't see a problem, right? Because business is business, and people tend to have like a common ground and collaborate if they see that there is a win-win situation for the mutual benefit of all parts. Um, if I say cultural differences don't exist and ignore them, that also would be false. So be aware of cultural differences. People in Europe tend to work less than people in the US. They have more holidays. Uh, they don't work during the weekends. In many countries, even Friday afternoon is considered a sin, if you call at this time. Um, Respect lunchtime. So in Germany, between 12:30 and 2, there is no one on the phone to pick up the phone. The way of communication also is of importance. So we noticed that, for example, in the English-speaking world, processes move faster. So you send an NDA to an American company or to a UK company, and they sign the NDA the same day or the next day. You send an NDA to a German company, it might take 2 or 3 weeks to get it back. There are differences, right? Be aware of the differences. If you have someone in your business that is aware of these differences, use this person. If not, find a local guy in Europe, talk to him, and see how he can help you. I can tell you also that red tape, it's also an issue in many European countries. Um, Things are not so free as they are in the United States. A lot of regulations, a lot of bureaucracy, oftentimes corrupt bureaucracy. Oftentimes things don't move forward. So that is an issue. So even if your prospect would like to make business with you, maybe it's very difficult for him for third-party issues or problems, or who knows what state-related problems. So be aware of that. The UK, it's most of the times it's a country, a territory where not a lot of red tape is there. But in the south of Europe, Italy, Spain, things are not so fantastic. Lastly, I would like to speak about the competition. So the competition in Europe, it's not as high as it is in the United States. So it's easier, guys. It's easier. Trust me. You as Americans, that you work so hard in such a competitive environment, you are going to thrive in Europe. You are going to thrive and you are going to make a lot of money because you have the mentality and the winning culture and the winning mindset where you can come here in Europe and in specific niches of the market really take over. I am 100% positive for that. Find the right persons that can help you, how you can establish a business in Europe. Start with the strong big companies and the strong big countries, and easily you're going to grow your business. To conclude, I would like to say, so it's much easier as you think, Europe. It might look like a very confusing territory due to the variety of languages, due to the variety of different countries and regulations and borders and customs and all that things. But bear in mind that often regulations bring also opportunities, and you are in an environment that is less competitive than the one you know in the United States. As an American company, you are a company of high prestige in Europe, and you can establish your business here and make significant revenues by being active here in Europe. So that is what I wanted to share with you today here. I think it's, if you are not active already in the European territory, go ahead, become more active. Don't listen what people tell you about difficulties. Things are much easier as you can imagine. And if you think I could help you in something, please send me an email. You have my email here. You have also my direct Calendly link below the LinkedIn description or the YouTube channel. You can book a call with me directly there. Let's have a friendly call. Let's discuss, and I would be very happy if I can add some value to your business. Thanks for watching.